Terry, how are we doing today?
Woo!
Well, Jennifer's doing well. How's everybody else doing today?
Woo!
There we go. Thank you so much for being here to the December 15th Rotary Club of Raleigh meeting, our last meeting of the year. 2025 has come and gone very quickly. Very excited. All of you decided to come outside. It's still outside, but it's cold out there. I'm wearing my jacket this retirement meeting. But thank you so much for being here today. It is a wonderful time of year to sit back and reflect on all the good that we've done in the community, in our community, in the world, as well as all the good that's been done to us. So I just want to say to each and every single one of you here today, thank you for your commitment to Rotary. Thank you for your commitment to your community. Thank you for all the hard work that you've done this year. We've made Rotary, especially our club, shine in our community in big ways. And I'm extremely excited to see what we're going to do in 2026. As a quick reminder to everybody, QR code. Please make sure that you can scan that and log yourself in so you don't get charged. We want things in the mail, but we do not want an invoice saying that you owe. So with that, we have our invocation and pledge by John Cates. John, come on up.
Thank you, President Harrison. If you could please stand for the invocation. Let's take a moment to pause and reflect. As Rotarians, we are guided by the belief that service above self has the power to transform lives and strengthen our community. During this holiday season, when lights shine a little brighter and hearts are a little more open, we are reminded that our greatest gifts are not what we receive, but what we give. We give through acts of compassion, like planting roots for the future through our Oak City Tree campaign. Planting trees that will one day provide shade, beauty, and hope for generations to come. We give through simple, visible acts of kindness, like standing outside in the cold at Walmart, ringing bells for Salvation Army, reminding our neighbors that even small actions can make a meaningful difference. May this season inspire us to continue serving with generosity, humility, joy. May we see every neighbor as worthy of dignity, every challenge as an opportunity to serve, and every day as a chance to leave our community better than we found it. As we gather in fellowship today, may we be grateful for the privilege of service, the strength of Rotary, and the shared commitment that unites us in doing good in the world. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and with brothers, from sea to shining sea.
There, why? That spells Rotary.
That sure was spelled Rotary. Thank you so much. All right, my favorite part of this whole segment is introduction of guests. We have Jennifer coming around to introduce you. Please stand up, say your name, what you do, and what brings you to Rotary.
Hi everyone, my name is Madison Guerrero. I'm brought here by the lovely Maddie Chastain as a friend. I work with MC Planning. We do estate planning, and I'm the estate planning attorney there. Happy to be here.
Good morning, Sean Adams, especially Adams, local workers here in town. We're here for Kellie and visiting more territory. Hey.
Returning visitor.
Hey, I'm returning visitor. My name is John. Consultant and yes, John. Well, my name is George Renz. I'm retired. Paying, yes, to pay annual.
That's fire.
Did I miss anyone today? Thank you all for visiting.
Thank you so much, Jen. Yes, we thank you to all of our guests for being here today. Hopefully that you today in our meeting you find a little bit about what our Rotary Club is about, what we have passions behind, and the invitation for you to join. We have a lot of work to do in our community, and we need good men and women who are dedicated to living a life of service above self and want to be a part of that. So moving on into our presentation. We have a quick update from our very own Tom Packer for the Wilson Heyman DSLA award that we do every year. So we're gonna have Tom come up and provide a quick update.
Thank you, President Harrison, and good afternoon, everybody. If you could go to the second slide. Thank you. For those of you who are guests today, or perhaps new members, just a quick reminder of our Wilson Heyman Vocational Service Leadership Award. There's a picture of Wilson there, who was a longtime member, very valuable member of the club, past president, who unfortunately passed away much too early. And we named the award that we give him for many years in his name. And this is just a reminder that if any of you have any submissions for the award this year, that anybody would like to nominate, the deadline is the end of this month. And we'll be making the award sometime in January with Mark Hackett giving us time again to lead the way. And as a reminder, the award typically is given to someone in our community, in our business community, who steps out of their zone that occupies their 9 to 5, but their business or profession, and gives back to the community, or starts another charity on top of that, or uses their business to better the community through charitable purposes. And that's the whole spirit of the award. And as you can see, there's a long list of distinguished winners in the past. And we'll have another one this coming year. We've received some nominations already, and we'd love to have a couple more before the end of the year. So give it some thought and sit down and email Linda, me, or Mark Active with any nominations that you might have. Thanks very much, and happy holidays.
Thank you so much. All right, now we have a special update for our foundation from Randy.
Thank you, President Harrison. Well, it's always a happy occasion when we get to recognize some of the newest members who are reaching the milestone in leadership given to the foundation. For those who are guests and even new members, here at the Raleigh Rotary, we support both the Rotary International Foundation as well as the local foundation, which is founded and managed by our local members and helps local causes. It's also a great opportunity to kind of remind ourselves of the importance of the foundation and the work that it does through disease prevention, disaster relief, community, economic development, basic education, literacy, to name a few. The Rotary Foundation and our local foundation are able to change the lives of so many around the world and here locally. And that is thanks to the dedication and support that you all provide for the foundation. So we always encourage to achieve the leadership level. And honestly, it is truly, the foundation is truly the vehicle through which we're able to put our good passion and our good intentions into action. So continue with that. And you know that it has been our goal this year to focus on increasing the number of our leadership years to the foundation. That would include Paul Harris Fellows. Again, for the new member, those are individuals who have achieved $1,000. As soon as they get that mark in Rotary International Foundation giving, and once you're there, it's you keep it forever, never take it away. And right now in our club, we have 98 active members, And of those, 57 are Paul Harris Fellows. So that's a good thing, something for a good path. But, working with, the foundation committee, I think we can do even better. And so I set a goal this year for 20 new Paul Harris Fellow members. And, kind of working behind the scenes. Tom Weber, where are you, Tom? He and I have been, thank you. So he has been a great resource as a new member coming in, and he and I have been working behind the scenes to identify some prospects and, see what it would take to get them up to that level. So thank you in advance to those that are going to get there. And so now I have the honor to bring up, one of our newest leadership giving members. This is for the Lester Goodall Society, which recognizes those who have given leadership level to the local foundation. And to do that, Daniel's kind of for you too. So that is something that you have to intentionally do through the donate button on our webpage to give additional money to the local foundation. When you have a portion of the membership dues deducted, that all goes to Rotary International Foundation and toward a Paul Harris Fellow, not for the local foundation. So that would be a separate action. And so we do encourage you to do that as well. So now, if David Phillips would come join me. And David is our newest Lester Goodall Society, what I get from least like that do. Here, and I've noticed that there's not a thing on the administrator. All right, thank you so much.
You can tell us about it?
So David, thank you so much for your giving to our local club, and the foundation, the good work that we do through that. There we go. And now we have a fun service update by Kevin Summers. Kevin?
All right, I'll start on the easy one first. Well, we were collecting books today for our monthly book drives, and there are some over there. And Daniel, I didn't put you on the spot, but last time you were able to take those with the book, you do that again?
Actually, it's Mike.
Mike took them? Okay.
I'll be happy.
All right, thank you. All right, let me tell you a little story. Every year, people ask me, Kevin, why do you ring the bell, for 30 hours every December for the Salvation Army? This was 2 weeks ago. I was standing out there in front of Walmart, and a young woman came up to me, and she unfolded a $20 bill. She was shaking as she, unfolded it and showed it to me. She says, "I'm gonna tell you something." She goes, "I clean rooms at the hotel down the street. And this $20 bill was left for me as a tip today. I want to give it to somebody else." I mean, that's the type of thing that happens out there. We change lives a little bit at a time, and the people that tell me stories when I ring the bell just inspire me to want to do more, and we want to hear more stories. So I challenge you guys, if there are some in the room that I've already talked to that have not signed up for a shift, I really want to get to a point where we have as close as, to 100% participation. I'm never going to get to it. I know there's members online that sitting at home that are not physically able at this point in their lives to ring the bell. But for the rest of you that are physically able, you're in this meeting. But if you come to this meeting, you can ring the bell. So I'm going to challenge everybody, at least give me an hour. We don't have that much left. I'm looking for help. Monday, today, at dinner time, tomorrow, same thing around dinner time. Wednesday's full. Thursday around dinner time, Friday, anytime after 5:30, and then Saturday, about 3:30 on right now. It's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna have a lot of hours to do on Saturday, it looks like. But you guys have stepped forward. Every time I put out the ad there, you guys have stepped forward. I really, really appreciate it. Again, for the newer members, we're ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. This is our annual service project. It's a service above self. I usually ask people to do 6 hours. If everybody was to do 6 hours at this point, we would have 5 people ring the bell, because there's not enough hours left to fulfill that 6 hour limit. But if you have not done a single hour yet, please help me out with filling in some of those gaps. We're at 65 different members so far that have signed up, so I'm very proud of that. And give yourself a round of applause. This is my last chance to make an in-person plea, you'll hear from me otherwise, via email or text or phone, but thank you.
So much, Kevin. Kevin, last year, how many members of the club did we have during, do you know? It was about 65. Yeah, and to his point, right, yeah, to his point, it's understandable that we wouldn't be able to get to 100% for some people that just might be out of town, might not be able to physically be there, but we can definitely beat our number from last year. I'd love for us to get 75. That'd be great. And I think that's an opportunity. So please, if you have not, scan the QR code, which is right there. I'll give you a couple seconds to do so. If you want to pull out your phone, you can. If not, you can also find the sign up genius that is sent out to us via email.
If you don't know how to use a QR code, I can come help you.
Yes, and Jen said she'd be happy to help you with the QR code if you don't know how to use it. A real quick highlight, Wednesday, January 7th is at 9 a.m. at my office, at North State Bank. We're gonna have our next new member breakfast. Last week when Tommy was here, I think he said we had 16 or 17 signed up. I think that number is down to 20 people coming. So, man, there's gonna be biscuits, there's gonna be good times, there's gonna be coffee. Please come out. If you haven't, this is for new members, but also for Rotarians that have been a part of the club that want to get to know the new members. It's just a time for us to come together, to get to know each other a little bit more, hear what we do, and just become a little bit of a deeper community. So please make sure to mark your calendar for that if you haven't, and if you want to come. All right, the one, the only, John Cates.
You, President Harrison. Hey, a little fundraising update for you guys. First of all, the playoffs for fantasy football are well underway. Mike Brennan and his autograph team is kicking butt. I'm autographing next year myself.
AI's taking over. Watch out.
I got a feeling it's gonna come down to between Mike, Bob, and Matt. They have a MVP playoff match going on right now. Just so you know, I'm pretty much out, but I'm playing Mike right now. He has 240 points. I have 120 points, so I can see the autographs. We'll update the winner at the first meeting next year.
No, it's just a little bit of Shane autograph. Like I wasn't able to make it to the draft.
Get the website. We'll really push forward in January, so be ready to buy the raffle tickets in January. Exciting news, Martin Marietta said yes. Martin Marietta has agreed to be a presenting sponsor for the Oak Tree campaign. So now Martin Marietta, North State Bank, and Duke Energy are 3 presenting sponsors, and we have clicked the $50,000 mark. Thank you. Our goal we set earlier with Harrison is 75,000. He's been threatening to raise the goal to 100,000. I will say that it's being well received, and we haven't even clicked into 2026. So I'm highly confident that there will be a lot of grassroots interest in 2026 for the America 250. So if you haven't gotten involved yet and preach the gospel of trees, let's start in January. Okay? In the meantime, I just want to give a special thanks to people who have purchased trees and sponsorships in addition to our presenting sponsors. If I don't call your name, it's because I messed up. That happens occasionally. Senator Close, John Dorsey, Neighbors Health Center, Mary Moss, Burke Haywood, Kate Dixon, Surrey Roberts, Leanne Spokane, Michael Brennan, Anna Hathaway, Braxton Wilson, Peter Ciccone, Mark Hackett, Robert Hunter, Alice Wilson, Charlie Upshaw, and as recently as today during the meeting, thank you, Patty, for your donation. And we had a lot of time, so always your captains are available. And with that, pass it.
All right, Shakiba, come on up. think she has a final reminder for everybody for our Raleigh event.
Hello, everybody. As President has stated, this is just a reminder for our program and generation. Under new generation, we are looking for 11 graders. 11 graders. Maybe a lot of 11 graders. To attend a 3-day camp out in Oxford, North Carolina in April, from the 10th to the 12th. So if y'all know a friend, a coworker, a friend of a friend, please by all means, hand them over an application. We would love to have them learn how to be mentors, leadership, and community service. And also, hopefully, down the line, become a Rotarian. So, if anything, yes, create future Rotarians. And this is one of the ways that we can do that. Again, I'm shaking them clean, reminder, I need 11 graders. By deadline is closing, so by then, I'm not taking any more applications, and we'll just wait till next year and try. But again, thank you so much.
Yeah, we have, the ability to sponsor 3 to 4, 11th graders. Historically, we've had a couple that we have sponsored in past years. I would say that it's been a little bit difficult for us getting applications this year. So one of the things I was talking to Linda about was, I've already reached out to my church. They have a youth program or whatnot. So, for those in here, if you have a local religious organization that you're a part of and they have a youth program, we'd love to connect with them to see if they might have somebody that we can connect with and sponsor for Raleigh. All right, raffle time. John, back up.
Okay, this is the last raffle of the year, and it's the last raffle we're doing in this raffle format. Starting in January, we're gonna do the draw card raffle, named it that, I don't know if that's the real name, but you'll learn more about the rules in January, but Tommy's really excited about this, and it's gonna make the chance for the pot to grow to where maybe a really big pot at some point, and people will be very enthusiastic. So with that, I'll let our guests go up. Coupon out. The winning number is 144025. 144025. Hey, yeah.
Congrats, Patty.
These are tired.
All right, moving on to happy dollars of Park Bucket. As always, a reminder, if you have any change or any kind of spirit change, please put that into the blue cards on the table. If you don't have any change, but you want to be able to provide some, you can write your name and dollar amount on the Monopoly money inside the bucket, and then we'll send you an invoice. But Charlie, let's get some happy dollars. There's a close NC State basketball game this past weekend. Other good things.
Sorry, Navy game. All right, who's happy today? Terry, you look happy.
Behind you.
Hello, sir, Roberts. Yes, sir. All right. Eric Larson.
All right, this happy dollar is for President Harrison. Today marks the halfway point in his tenure as president. He has done a fantastic job for the club, providing great leadership. And as the old song goes, the best is yet to come. Harrison.
Yes, sir.
That means I'm 1 week
Okay.
closer.
I'm always happy. I'm glad to be here. Really quick, I just want to let you guys know, currently I'm still at State Police Credit Union, but I have started my own real estate development business. So I will be looking at developing properties from east of Smithfield back to Wilson County. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm excited about it. It's officially incorporated. So it's just not something just to talk about, but I'm actually doing it. So I just want to let you guys know what I got to say.
We need to-
Gory road shows here. Harrison, congratulations, and can I say how impressed I am that you've nominated yourself to be president in 3 years' time as well? Not many people would do that, but you did. I'm happy because I've got two of my good friends here. I've got Kellie here, who's a speaker, and Sean Adams over there. Sean, I call him my friend, he calls me intolerance. And as Natalie just found out, I'm very happy to have somebody here who's got London DNA. So that's why I'm happy to that. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, new to the area, but not new to the sport. This buck is for the Canes winning back-to-back overtime shootout games this week.
Does that even surprise you?
Merry Christmas, President here.
Thank you, Charles, appreciate it. Eric, very kind words, and guys, look, you only have to deal with me for 6 more months.
Oh.
Yep. Well, thank you so much. All right, we're gonna move on to birthdays and anniversaries. We have quite a few birthdays coming up. We have Dana Johnson on the 25th, Mark Lankus on the 28th, David Amons on the January 2nd, Patty Rooney on the 3rd, and then on anniversaries, we have Dan and Tracy Daniels on the 26th, the day after Christmas.
Yeah, 15 years.
15 years. Congratulations to you, sir. David and Nancy Coates, 41 years on the 28th. Hey, congratulations to you all. And Charlie and Connie Upshaw, 47 years on the 30th. She was a saint. Very good. All right. Now, please be on the lookout. Peter and I are working on a slot of upcoming speakers. So during our break, because we're not meeting for the next 2 weeks, our first meeting will be the first Monday coming into January. We are working on some speakers, so be on the lookout for speakers that will be coming up for the coming up year. Now, I'm going to pass it over to Peter Gordon to introduce our speaker.
Did you notice how he just said, Peter Gorey and I get part of the blame if we don't have speakers in the new year? Absolutely. Right. I am delighted today to be introducing my friend Kellie Bradley. But first of all, how many of you noticed in the email from Linda that it was recommended you bring your laptop with your iPad with you? One. And nobody else reads Linda's email. So, well, it goes without saying, Carl, but you're a saint.
So what's supposed to be called?
Madeline, just to reassure you, it wasn't just you, I do this for everybody. Kellie first welcomed me when I first came to Raleigh. She was one of the first individuals I met who, number one, told me, calm down, dear, it's just a club, and try not to get overexcited and keep off the candy. But also, she's been an absolute stalwart for me. She's a very dear friend. But more importantly, she's helped me change my business life. And the way in which she's done that is she introduced me to AI. And Kellie has spent over 40 years as a marketing expert, is that right? Which has gone all the way from like DC, Maryland, all over the place. So she knows her stuff anyway. But when it comes to AI, she's brilliant. And more importantly, she actually speaks a human language, unlike most people who seem to work in those worlds. It's helped me, for instance, ask things like, how far is it to my friend's house in Devon in England? And relevant questions like this, but more importantly, it's done so much for me, it's made my life so much easier on a practical level, and rather than a high level. Now, what I asked her to do today was to do it especially for Christmas, which is why you've got these notes in front of you. So that those of you who have children or grandchildren, you can finally make them earn their money and give them a hard time. So without further ado, thank you.
Thank you, Peter. The other thing I told Peter was, we threw your tea in the harbor, you're American, get over it. As Peter said, my name is Kellie Bradley. I got into AI, as a lark. I was working for a guy that had the attention span of a squirrel. We had 3 different CRMs in 2.5 years. We had 4 different social media platforms in 2.5 years. And when he told me I needed to learn AI, I didn't know. Then we had a client that needed something, and he needed a year's worth of content developed, and it was a huge amount of content. Normally would have taken me months to do, and I got it all done in 4 days using AI, which converted me 100%. So what you've got in front of you today, if you don't have your little papers, we're not going to follow along with the presentation, but these are yours to take home so that you can do some of the things that I'm talking about today when you get home with your children. Okay. Slide. Okay. So what we're doing today is AI for Christmas, business, and beyond. So, welcome to the future, everybody. AI is here, and it has cookies, as you saw when you came in. I brought and treats, so make sure you get some before you leave. AI really isn't scary. I hear that a lot. People think that it's really scary, but it's here to take care of those repetitive tasks that you normally put a lot of time and effort into, but you have to keep doing them over and over and over again. And AI can really help you with those. You're welcome. If Santa had AI, he wouldn't need to check his list twice. The elves would unionize for shorter hours. Mrs. Claus would finally get the inbox down to 0. And AI let's give you the same energy to use AI. Because honestly, it does take those repetitive tasks off your plate and makes things a lot easier. The way I talk about it is AI is a tool, it's not the answer. So what I mean by that is it does the heavy lifting. So things that you have to do over and over again, AI can help you with and really streamline that process. Isn't that right, Sean? When Sean and I did a session about some of the investment properties he has to keep track of some of that stuff. And he did it in 45 minutes with his accountant, told him it would take hours to get done. So here's holiday help that you really didn't know that you needed. Gift items for impossible people, white elephant exchanges, etc. My dad is notoriously hard to buy for. Plugged it into AI, got him a great gift, he loves it. Meal plans that won't cause a meltdown. Did you know you can use AI for a weekly meal plan? And you just plug in how many people you're planning for,
Yes.
what kind of foods are not acceptable on that menu. It will then plan out the meals, it will deliver recipes, and give you a grocery shopping list that actually follows the layout of the grocery store. Who wouldn't want that? That's pretty incredible. It can also create holiday coloring pages. We'll do that here in a minute. And travel timing that prevents airport rage. So you can actually have it, when would be the best time to go to the airport that isn't going to be congested and things like that. And it will give you ideas for making sure that your holiday travel is as stress-free as possible. So here's a demo. I'm going to have to get a little closer because I can't read that far away. For those of you who brought your laptops or your little iPads, the gift idea for impossible people. The prompt that you would use would be, give me 5 gift ideas under $50 for someone who already owns everything, given a personality trait, mildly sarcastic, practical, and hates clutter. That would be my partner. He's a minimalist. Holiday meal plan. We just talked about how to create that holiday meal plan. Create a simple holiday meal plan for 6 people with prep steps that won't send me into a spiral, keep the ingredients budget friendly, and the cleanup minimal. And again, you can then say, also, give me the recipe cards for that and a shopping list for everything that I need. Creating holiday coloring pages. You can add a picture of yourself and your grandchildren into your AI system, ask it to give you an outline drawing of that photograph, and it will make it for you. I'll show you an example here in a minute. And then the travel times for the airport page. So here's your holiday coloring page. That's me and my little sidekick. His name is Guide. He's in all of my presentations and stuff. So I plugged in a picture of myself, and it already knows who Guide is, and I asked it to put him in front of the Christmas tree. And there you have a holiday coloring page. It's that simple. And you can do this featuring your grandchildren or your children or your pets or their interests or whatever it is that you like. So you can try this at home. Give me 5 gift ideas for a teen who wants nothing, budget under $50, personality feral. Who has teenagers? Anybody? Who did raise teenagers? Anybody? I'm convinced that teenage girls would be my animals if they're young. I had one, but she's brilliant. She's an engineer now, and she's going to be supporting me in my old age, so I got to be nice to her now. AI will deliver, and Todd will still panic shop on December 24th. If any of you have been following me on LinkedIn, you know that Todd is my nemesis. Todd is the guy who knows everything about AI with knowing nothing about AI. So don't get Todd. So, who is Todd? He's the guy that copies 100 magic prompts from LinkedIn and expects them to work. Types random questions into AI with zero context, and then blames the model when it doesn't give him something that makes sense at the end. Thinks that AI is going to do the job for him while he microwaves leftovers in the lounge. And then believes AI is scary, but also refuses to read a single instruction or with any kind of meaningful training. So I call Todd a tool, just like I call my AI a tool, but Todd is a tool for a different reason. He expects AI to compensate for his lack of clarity. He confuses activity with strategy. He works harder, not smarter. And worst of all, he thinks prompts on the job. AI doesn't fix Todd level ignorance. The AI collaborates with people who think. Remember, it's a tool. The information that you give it is paramount to getting good deliverables. Now let's talk a little bit about your business. If AI can help you organize Christmas chaos, and how many of you are going to try to do this calling pages at home? Anybody? Yeah, it's pretty fun. Oh, I know you got a little bit of fun for yours. Imagine what it can do for your business. No coding, no learning curve, just better decisions faster. What can it do? It can help you write things that you don't want to write. Say you've got to send something to a client that's not always positive. You can actually prompt AI, here's the information that I have. This is the guy, here's his LinkedIn profile. How can I communicate with him in a way that makes sense without me seeming to be mean or seeming to be rejecting him or whatever the case may be. It organizes what you don't want to organize. You can actually lift some of your file folders, plug them into AI and say, can you please scan these, categorize them, and create new file folders for me? You can do that too. It can also summarize longer form documents that you may have forgotten to read. So in other words, if somebody gives you a 40-page document and wants a report on it the next day, you can plug that into AI, ask it to give you an executive level summary, and you can also ask it to pick out the salient points that you're looking for your report. You don't need prompts, you need context. Everyone online says, use this magic prompt. How many of you have seen that, like on LinkedIn or on social media? Use this magic prompt to get this thing. Anybody? Anybody seen that? Yep, everybody. My question is, do you even know what your business goals are? How can you use a magic prompt if you don't know what it is you want to get out of it? AI responds to clarity and not wizardry or spells. This is my belly button level. AI doesn't replace expertise, it amplifies it. Your real value is in what you know, which is between your belly button and the keyboard, right? It's this little empty space between your belly button and the keyboard. Because nothing, including AI, can substitute for your expertise, your institutional knowledge in the organizations you work for, the things that you have been through in your business or in your industry that make you the expert. Again, AI is a tool that you would use in order to amplify what it is that you do. It's sort of like the difference between a screwdriver and a screw gun, right? We both know what those are. Screwdriver and screw gun get the job done exactly the same way, except one is motorized and can get the job done faster, and it can undo screws that it can't get undone normally. But at the end of the day, if you lay them both on the table, they're both really interesting paperweights without somebody behind them using them effectively. That's the way you want to think about AI. Here's 3 fast ones I want you to try for 2026. Rewrite an email so that you sound like the competent expert that you are. Marketing content without staring at a blank screen. If you want some help with that, you can certainly reach out to me and I can help you with that, as I've helped Peter with his business. And then strategic plans that you might actually follow. Anybody in here doing 2026 plans? Anybody? AI is incredibly helpful with helping you. When you plug in your goals, you plug in the things that you're doing to get there, it helps you come up with a plan that makes sense, that's actionable, and that you can actually follow, and we'll even give it to you incrementally. You don't have to kill yourself in order to get these things done. Here's an example prompt for an email. Rewrite this email to a client who's ghosting me. Be polite but firm, confident but not thirsty. AI is going to fix it. Todd is going to send a 14-paragraph apology. You can also segment that email by saying, here's this person's LinkedIn profile. Run a disc profile on their publicly available information and respond to them in a way that they would best receive the information according to their DISC profile. You can also say, this person is a Gen Xer. Please use language that aligns with something that will resonate with a Gen Xer. And you can do that with boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, or Gen Z. So not only are you looking at their disc profile, but you're also looking at the generational avatar that they're living under, and speak to them in language that resonates with them, even if that's not language that you would use every day. AI for marketing without the influence or cringe. And by that I mean, here's the magic prompts that you're finding on LinkedIn. Create your topics, draft your copy, and turn your notes into posts. You're gonna look like you have a team that you really don't have. And I teach this. AI for strategic planning. Feed AI your goals, your busy months, your bottlenecks, and your revenue mix. And then watch AI outline your January priorities or even your first quarter priorities like a boss. You're gonna realize, oh, there are things that I could be doing, there are things that I might have missed, or, you know, maybe I do need to spend more time doing this rather than that. It can help you with those things. Here's a demo, another one. Plan my 1 and 3 levels. What has to get done? What would be really nice? And here's the really important question. What have I missed? Based on all the things that I've given you, what have I missed? Give me things that are going to help me increase my business that I may not have thought about. Because AI will help you reduce that clarity. A lot of you are thinking, is AI safe? It can be if you set it up correctly. How many of you are using Copilot? Anybody? How many of you are using Gemini? How many of you are using ChatGPT? Okay, of the 3, ChatGPT is probably the safest model. The reason being, Copilot integrates with everything you have on Microsoft, and it has access to everything in your computer if you're running a Microsoft environment. Unless you have an IT person that has shut that down, it has access to everything. Gemini works the same way with a Google environment, Google Cloud, Google Workspace. So if you're running Gemini on a Google platform, it has access to everything. So be careful about what you have stored in your email, in your files. If you ever send anybody a copy of your driver's license or social security card, AI has access to it if it's in your files. ChatGPT only works with the information you give it, and it's very, very easy to turn off the feature that allows it to feed the larger model. It's just a toggle switch you just turn off. So the data that you provided stays in your computer. It does not feed the mothership. So stop, and also do not ever put sensitive data into your AI model. Don't give it your driver's license number. Don't give it your social security number. Don't give it your tax returns unless you've blocked all that information out, because the model has access to it. It can read it. How many of you have put PDFs that you've used Adobe Acrobat to just mark through and have put them into AI? Anybody? Okay. Here's the question I'm going to ask you. How is that information hard-coded into that PDF in 1s and 0s, right? So even if you've marked through it in Adobe so that you can't see it, those 1s and 0s are still there. So you haven't really done anything other than make it so that it's not visible. So what I suggest you do is just download it, print it out, cross it out, and then put the information back in and remake another PDF with it. That way the 1s and 0s aren't there and the information is safe. Okay?
What if it's a paid version, premium version?
Again, if you erase it and take it out and resave it, then it's gone. But you have to be careful just crossing through it, the 1s and 0s are still there on the back end. So this is your homework. This week, I want you to ask ChatGPT, create my January priorities using what I tell you about my business. And then give it some information about your business, give it some information about what you want to accomplish in the first quarter. That's it. One ask. Anybody gonna try it? Okay. I want you to watch what happens. And if you connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message or something like that and kind of let me know how it goes. Also, you can follow me on LinkedIn. I do 2 videos a week. One's called AI Bites, and I talk about how to use it for business. And on Fridays, I do Friday Fun with AI, where I talk about silly stuff, and sometimes I wear word hats. So here's your final thought. AI is the coworker who shows up early, stays late, never ever calls in sick, and doesn't steal your lunch from the fridge. If you want to connect with me to learn more about tech jargon without the tech jargon, here's my QR code that gives you a free 30-minute with me. If you want to save time without losing your mind, if you don't want to become a call, give me a call. I'm happy to help out in any way that I can. And I really appreciate you inviting me to speak to you today. So thank you very much.
That's a simple way.
Thank you, Kelly. Do we have any questions? Any follow-ups? I actually have one that I'd love to start off with. You mentioned, and for those who are not familiar with the item, you were talking about the toggle switch that you can do on ChatGPT where it will not talk to the mothership. Can you explain about how that all works and what that?
So with the paid version of ChatGPT, you go into your settings, which are found in the lower left-hand corner. There's like a little circle, it'll have your initials in it, sometimes there's a picture down there. Click that, and it'll come up with, a menu, and on that menu, there's one that's data privacy. Oh, you're gonna demonstrate for us, awesome.
It loads. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's not-
So bottom left-hand corner,
Video.
hit that, your menu will come up, it'll come up with, data, what is it? Data, data privacy, or data security, something like that. And you click on that and it comes up, and on the top it says share information with the larger model. And it's a little toggle switch, you click that toggle switch off, and none of your information goes to feed the mothership.
You can see my prompts.
Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
Is OpenAI, correct? So what you wanna do is you wanna train your model, but you don't necessarily wanna train OpenAI's model, okay? The more you work with AI learns as you use it, so the more you work with it, the better it gets, the better it comes to understanding. My AI knows me very well, and a lot of people that I train are like, well, my AI is not, it doesn't talk to me like yours talks to you. Well, I've been working with mine for 3 years. Mine knows me pretty well. So once you start training your model, and the first thing I instruct people to do, here is this, is name your AI.
That's like.
You're like, well, why would we do that? You name your AI, and then it becomes a collaborator. If you're talking to it, like you're talking to a piece of software, give me this. It's just going to give you that. If you give it a name and you ask it to respond to you by name, then it becomes a teammate. You can say, my name is Roby, so I'll say, hey, Roby, we're gonna work on some social media today. And it'll come back to me and say, okay, Cal, what are we gonna start with first? If you're just saying, let's do social media, it'll go, okay. So, and then you can tell it when you give it a name and then you tell it your name, then you can say to it, I want us to have a collaborative relationship. So what that means is it's gonna make suggestions to you, which is great because there are things that you might not have thought about when it comes to marketing, when it comes to Q1 planning or 2026 planning or whatever it is that you're working on. That's a question I encourage everybody who uses AI to ask routinely. What is it that I might have missed? What else haven't I thought about? Any other questions?
Yes, how do you load up a picture to a,
So, ChatGPT will chat box. There's a little plus sign. Okay, click the plus sign and it'll say add file or photo. You just add the photo right here. Think you were next.
I'm getting ads for like Perplexity and Grok and things like that. Should we subscribe to that kind of thing, or just is the free versions of AI good enough?
So I recommend the paid version of ChatGPT because it has access to the internet in real time. You are allowed to customize it.
What's dinosaurs and
Some of
trucks.
the unpaid versions, you cannot customize it, you cannot turn off the feature that feeds the mothership. Okay, I like ChatGPT because it's multimodal. Perplexity is very good at research, but you can customize ChatGPT to act like Perplexity so that it returns the links to you and returns those materials. Gronk, that's entirely up to you, but I would use it. It's just me. Yes.
Yes, so this our firm has the prize paid version of Copilot. And I wonder if you have the same security concerns about that.
No, so the enterprise version of Copilot is already locked down according to your organizations and your company's specifics.
Okay.
There we go. So Jennifer, if you go down to the lower left-hand corner.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. 1 second.
Right there. Click in the little circle. No. Where it says personalization or settings. All right, see where it says data controls? Click that, and right here where it says improve the model for everyone, click on the arrow, see the toggle switch, turn it off. Just click it.
It's not letting her. Yeah,
You're-
they're learning.
Station over.
They're learning. Did you get it through work?
Okay, anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just have one. How can I use ChatGPT to win the $1.1 billion today?
And figure that out. You'll think, I mean, you can ask it to pick lottery numbers,
Oh, there you go.
but I can't guarantee that they're gonna be winners. I mean, I don't think anybody can guarantee that, right?
But I'll do it.
Yes.
And you have AI write something, what should you look for to make sure it's not obvious?
Okay, in the customizations that I typically teach in my classes, I tell it to remove all linguistic markers that would make it evident that it's AI. And I also tell it M dashes are not appropriate for my style of writing. Even though I do use M dashes when I write, I don't do it when I write. So just,
I do like
if you
that.
say don't do something, for some reason, it doesn't recognize the word don't in front of an action. So I put it into a longer form sentence like M dashes are not appropriate for my style of writing. And remember, it's not infallible. So as you're writing, it may forget, and you have to tell it, remember, M dashes are not appropriate for my style. It's kind of innocent, like an intern. You may need to remind it of something that you've already told it once in a while, but it's no different than if you were training a new employee. Yes, Peter.
Pretty easy question for you. Number one, what would a company where an employee lost that face sales?
Yes,
Or their employees
Yes.
using Copilot?
yes. This is how I know about the security issues with Copilot. Some friends of mine own an MSP, IT managed service provider. One of their clients, had a BYO AI situation in their office. The person brought their own AI to work, it's Copilot. They instituted it in their network computer, it ran the gamut of their entire network, and somebody asked, what is the executive compensation levels in our organization? And it gave all that information, and then it was posted in a publicly facing file. It took hours in a small act of Congress and a lot of money to get Copilot out of their network environment, because it's a weed program. What that means is wherever it touches, it leaves little seeds. So even though you can remove it and disable it, it still has like little seed pods in those areas. So you have to be very careful with Copilot. What is your next leading question?
My second question is how much is
ChatGPT is $20 a month, and you can disable it at any time. The other thing I'm gonna tell you is a lot of people say, oh, use this one for this one, and this one for that one, and that one for that one. But until you get done subscribing to 15 different AI models, you can hire somebody, okay? Find one, I don't care if it's ChatGPT or if it's Copilot or if it's Grok or if it's, whatever. Find one and stick to it. Otherwise, you're diluting your training over multiple programs, and none of them really get to know you or your business. I like ChatGPT, it's multimodal. It does spreadsheets, it does graphics, it does writing, it creates scripts for me, it, through Sora, it also can animate a little bit of things, and so it's actually a pretty good jack of all trades, especially if you're just entering into that area of AI. What's the last one?
My third question is it possible to take place on business stuff? And then it takes into ChatGPT for the rest of the week to if you're chosen bank of like English literature or not. Not that I know the answer to.
Yes, just what you said. You take a picture of it, you upload it, and say, I want to create a letter to this person using standard British English.
Can you taste it?
Yes, you can. There's a little button, it looks like a little microphone, and you just push that button and start talking. See this here?
We didn't hear the question.
Yes.
We didn't hear the question.
The question was, can you take a business card, upload it into ChatGPT, and then have it create an email or letter on your language of preference, whether it be British English or American English? And yes, it can do that. And the end, then the second part of that question was, can you dictate it? And you can. There's a little microphone in the chat box down there that will allow you to actually speak your instructions into ChatGPT.
If you're You're telling it that you wanna send a letter to the person on this business card? You don't have to tell it what you're talking to?
Yes, you do. You would need to tell it what you want the letter to be about.
Okay.
But he's just asking, can you upload that information and have it, and it will read that information and set up the letter in that format? Yes, it will be that way.
But those of us who are of a certain age, maybe not 55, I'm from a certain age, especially something used to use PA, like a bit of both, except you do it straight on the way off the phone. And so I would take photographs of business cards and then write follow-up emails and letters. And you also correct the grammar and language and make it sound reasonable and usable. Which is perfect, I think, as a lady, really know, yes. So for instance, the letter giving, and even the draft certificate for the freeze campaign, I have my own, which is great. So I can take those in, and then AI basically gave me its alternatives and its ideas. And then I sent them on to jobs.
That's written in AI, I get that, because I did.
This is my life right here.
Absolutely. I'm a little snarky, I guess maybe you can tell, and so my AI responds to me in much the same way. When I'm writing social media, it dials up the snark factor and asks me, do you want it snarkier, or do you want it more professional and a little bit calmer? Because it knows how I interact with people and how I want what it is that I'm writing to say. Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how the projects can be on the left?
Yes. So you can do chats with ChatGPT, but then there are also projects with ChatGPT. This is a really long topic, so I'll do it as briefly as I can. Projects are like, it's a place where you store all the files about one particular topic. So say I wanted to do a January marketing campaign. I would put social media January is the name of the project. And then I would do all of my social media in different chats underneath of that. This one is going to be for social media. This one's going to be for blog posts. This one is going to be for email campaigns. This one is going to be photographs or images or what have you. So everything that I'm doing in January is under that one thing. If I were to say, I have investment properties and I want to keep track of those investment properties for 2026, I would upload all of the information on those 2026 investment properties into my files. Who the management company was, the name of the property and all that other stuff, and let it know that I'm going to, those are the base files. Right here where it says add files in the upper right hand corner. Yep. There you go. You add the files there, and then everything under that project has access to those files. So you only have to upload them once. You don't have to upload them each time you open the new chat. Okay.
So just to put it in perspective, I have to photograph automatically the start, the something you said. And because AI knows that I'll actually, because AI knows that I'll actually follow up emails without me even asking or dictating it, it's drafted me a follow-up email to her saying how much of a pleasure it was meeting her at lunch. It's also done me a LinkedIn message and connection request. It's given me the data for my CRM, and it's also given me strategic positioning as to how the content fits my ecosystem, and next stage is bearing in mind her career. It's also talking all about her career as well.
And if Peter was smart, he would also feed it for LinkedIn profile and ask it to do a disc analysis on that person. That way he understands how she best receives information. Okay.
AI is good. Yeah. So it's amazing to hear all the things that AI can do, but one of the things I think that we do really well is when we get something that's nice and convenient, we kind of just start getting lazy ourselves. And then it does feel like it's something that's impersonal and things like that. So AI can definitely be a tool. You go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, if you've customized your AI appropriately and you've given it context, it's not going to be impersonal. It's going to sound like you, it's going to respond like you, and it's going to hit those high points and the hot buttons that you give it that are appropriate to each and every individual client that you're talking to.
There we go. Thank you so much. Glad to the expert. All right, thank you so much for everything. One of the things that we have with you One of the things we have for you as a speaker for Rotary Club of Raleigh is the prestigious Rotary Club of Raleigh mug with the four-way test on the back. So we thank you so much for being here today. But with that, when the Rotary take your rise, John, will you please lead us out today in our four-way test?
Our four-way test of the things we think, say, and do.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill, better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
You are dismissed. Happy New Year, happy holiday.
You doing anything for the holidays?
No, gonna stay here, actually.